All right, everyone. It seems that real estate is now front page news. So I wanted to do a market update, a state of the real estate world update with my man, Tim Murphy. How you doing, Tim?
Dude, doing phenomenal, man. Having a great time.
All right. So, real estate is now front page news. As you know, everyone's talking about this potential housing crash and interest rates going up and inflation. And, I was reading last night, JP Morgan was saying that it's volatile. They don't know. It seems like it's not like you can easily predict this because things are different. So is there any concern for housing and a market crash, or what is the state of that?
Excellent questions. Let's break this up into several pieces, if you will. First, interest rates. We've gone from relatively the 3% rates, right? Just a few months ago. Now we're into the fives. And you and I both know, what does that mean? Well, every 1% change in the rate typically is about a 10% reduction in buying power.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brian, what's the values doing? They're going up, right?
Yeah.
Same thing's occurring. So here we are, your buying power may be diminishing because of the interest rates going up. And then at the same time, you've got the values of the houses themselves going up. So it's kind of a twofold process. And honestly, we've never had this experience before. But
we got the third leg of the trifecta, and that is inflation. So it's like interest rates 10%, house prices 10%, inflation 10%. Everything now costs 30% more. And if you're going from you're at a 3% mortgage up to a 5%, I feel like the step used to be like this. Now it's like
it's massive. And you're right about that, Brian. It has definitely changed. But a lot of folks don't realize, look, we were artificially low to begin with as far as interest rates are concerned. I mean, I'm an old dog, back in 81, we were at 18. I mean,
people keep referencing that as if that's the point of reference. I would say, and again, this is just my thing, I would say if you look before real estate was in the news big time, let's say 2001, that's when we got the first, real estate in the news. Everyone started kind of going crazy on it. It seems like rates were at 7, and historically 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, for the 90s, like that was the baseline.
That was the norm.
And then all throughout the first 10 years of 2000, they weren't at 3%.
No. And Brian, look at just a few years back, we were in the fives.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when I started in the mortgage business, my first loan, 2010, 5.5%. And then he was getting a deal.
And that was the deal. So let's go back to the process. So interest rates have gone up. They'll most likely continue to go up based on inflation. The values, unfortunately, the demand is outstripping the available inventory. And keep in mind, we've had this massive new generation of buyers that, kind of held back there during the pandemic. And now they're in the marketplace looking for a home. Meanwhile, let's face it, there's just not enough inventory in the marketplace at this point in time. And what is that? That's buyers, sellers saying, well, there's nothing out there for me to buy. That's sellers saying, hey, I got a great rate. My payment is really good. Do I really want to go to another, extra bedroom and bath and pay $1,000 more, right? Yeah. Or at the same token, you got people looking back saying, you know what, maybe I keep it as a rental property. I mean, there's a lot of options out there. Yeah. So when people talk about a crash, the last one that is occurred because of financial mismanagement. Mm-hmm. We allow people to buy homes with programs and with stated income products that honestly didn't support their purchasing power. In today's marketplace, it's just the opposite. People have to qualify based on W-2s, pay stubs, etc. So do I expect a crash? No, not when the demand severely outstrips the supply. And they're telling me it's going to be at least 2 years before this balances out. So
I don't even know if that's going to happen because just to kind of speak to that a little bit. So the builders haven't been able to build houses to keep up with demand. Now we have the chip shortage, we have the labor shortage, we have the materials costs skyrocketing, and then we have this phenomenon in our country, the not in my backyard. So nobody wants low income housing, and we'll call it affordable housing. If you wanted to build a neighborhood, builders are going to build what makes money. What makes money is $600K, $500K, $700K. it doesn't make sense with all that they have to go through to build a $280,000 house.
Correct.
So that will not be happening. And therefore, and the other thing is, like, look at Southern Maryland. Where is there new construction in Southern Maryland? I mean, I can tell you one neighborhood that I know of, and not Lusby, Southern Maryland, like it's like a real big actual neighborhood with like,
Sure.
if they're in White Plains and then a couple in La Plata, you know, that edge of Charles County is it. There's nothing in
Right.
St. Mary's. There's not that I'm aware of a single family. And then in Calvert County, you got Oakland Hall, which is pretty much already done. There's nowhere to go up north of Prince Frederick. There's nowhere to go south of Prince Frederick. There might be something coming up. So I don't see that situation relieving itself. It seems like interest rates will eventually get some people to change their minds. So the prediction for the end of 2022 is, we were just talking about this. What is the prediction for the number of sales?
So let's talk about that. So a couple of things. First of all, interest rates going up does change some of the dynamics, but there are some positives to that as well. So the prediction is 25% reduction in overall sales nationwide,
yeah.
Right? 40% reduction in real estate agents and financial, mortgage guys. Yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
But here's the thing, Brian. Here's what I want to challenge you. You ready? People have to find a place to live.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about this over and over and over. And you've got a choice. Your housing expense is going to go up. Rents have gone up 17% nationally, right? Think about that. House prices have gone up 18%. But what people forget about the house prices, they gain three things. They gain, number one, the tax benefits. You and I have always hit on them, right? Mm-hmm. They gain that long-term savings plan. Remember, when you make a payment, you're paying towards the principal, and we would hope that the house value is going to go up.
Yeah.
But the most important thing of all is you're gaining stability. What I mean by that is, when you buy a house, you sign a mortgage note, and it says my rate is 5%, for example. That principal and interest will not change for 30 years. Brian, does the rent change?
Absolutely. House prices will change as well. So, I don't disagree. And then, Maryland, the DC metro area is full of people that move here for a job. So cool. I don't think that even, there's markets that are affected by different things. You got places like Texas and Florida. People are moving there because they can and because they want to. I wouldn't say a lot of people come to Charles County because they want to, like they put a pin on a map, like that's where I'm headed.
Charles County.
I'm picking on you, Tim. I'm picking on you.
And here I would disagree. Charles County, to me, Southern Maryland as a whole, Ryan, I mean, think about it, dude. We got the water. You got
I live here. I love it here. You love it here, Tim. But I'm saying relocating. If you're like, you got this map, United States, you got New Mexico, California, Florida, Texas, these places that people are choosing. People come here because of the DC government. They come here so that they can work and raise a family, and they're still going to need to do it. So I don't think that we're even like in the last crash. We didn't see the pain that other places saw. Prince George's County was disproportionately affected, but Southern Maryland, I think was less affected.
We were protected to a degree that we have very stable government and defense contracting and the military bases.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, we're a veteran community to support the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, but we are affordable. I mean,
so let me ask you a question. Of all the types of buyers and sellers, who has the biggest opportunity right now? Like who would be the person who should make a decision? I have an idea in mind.
So here's how I'm going to gauge to you. I think sellers should sell, and you're going to laugh. You ready? Because at this point in time, sellers recognize rates are going up. This is my prime time to maximize
what specific type of seller would be the most advantageous? I have this was my answer.
Oh yeah, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say.
So it's anybody who's got investment property, right? Because
that's true.
It seems like now is the top of the mountain, because I feel like as interest rates go up, the pressure comes off a little bit and you're not able to push around the buyers as much. Like what we're doing now, we're pushing buyers into let me rent my house back from you. Like we're selling the house in April, rent until June, for free. You pay all my transfer taxes. And then if for some reason the house doesn't appraise, you still got to give me cash over and above. Like that will not be here forever. And if you're selling an investment, I mean, I've just seen, I don't want to, call out anybody specifically, but I've just seen some ridiculous houses that have been selling for so much more money than what they should be selling for, seemingly. Like even compared to what was just 6 months ago or last year, there's like this white hot heat price thing where I think everyone's feeling this pinch of interest rates. Like, all right, let's go ahead and pull the trigger. Like, you and I have some deals going. People are like, okay, we were kind of dragging our feet. It's like, now's the time.
And they don't want to miss the mark. So Brian, I 100% agree with you on that one. I've got that. I've got people that have second homes and they're just ready. They're like, you know what? I don't need this, but I will tell you, I do have a lot of sellers that are selling and they're relocating because they can work from home. That's the other part. I mean, I got clients leaving, going to Florida, going to South Carolina, going to North Carolina, and they're like, you know what? Take advantage of the marketplace. One of my clients literally bought a house in Florida, which must be twice the size of what he sold here, had a mortgage payment was similar to what he was paying. But what blew my mind was he's got to go to work once a month. He flies up Southwest Airlines. It makes sense, right? Does his day trip.
Tim, I would be in Sarasota right now if that was my option. So I don't disagree. My hat's off to you, whoever you are. Congratulations.
Oh yeah. I think I might go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Damn. No,
you want that 1% federal income tax. That's what you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at all the different parameters. So I think it's a great time to sell. You know that. I still think it's a very good time to buy because everybody's expecting prices to crash. Don't think it's going to happen. I really don't.
No. Yeah. So if you're thinking like, hey, I'm going to wait because things are going to get better, I don't think they're going to get better. Right. Even if house prices stop going up, they're not going down. And even if they go down a little bit, they're not going to go down 10 and 20% while interest rates are going to go up and then inflation's going up. So I would say it's probably a good time either way. But I think the other reason I wanted to do this video was to calm anybody's fears or to warn anybody about any like upcoming pending doom. It doesn't seem like there's any impending doom.
I don't think there is, Brian. Yeah. I really don't. I mean, the only thing that's out there is this, current economic environment as far as with Ukraine and Russia. I mean, there is some supply and demand challenges.
Yeah.
But Brian, at the end of the day, honestly, people are still going to buy homes. People need affordable housing, and there are.
So the people that need to buy a house, what your point is, the people that need to buy a house still need to buy a house, and it'll still be easy enough for them to do it. The loan programs will still be there. The house price will still be, affordable within a range of what's, somewhat normal and affordable. You can still afford to take care of your family. The people that maybe are choosing to move will have a harder choice to make. Like, hey, we want to get a little bit of a bigger house. Hey, we want to downsize. Hey, we want to, we're having a baby. We're thinking, let's get an extra bedroom. Now we're going to put the two kids in the same bedroom. I think some of those decisions become a little harder, but people that come to DC are coming to DC because they got a job in the Pentagon. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, but I also will tell you that people have shifted their needs as well. We've talked about this. I've got clients right now who are leaving, one area, going into more rural areas to get the bigger homes, to have a little bit more land. They want the acreage. They're buying houses because they want to have a home office. They're buying homes because they want to have a ready place to home school their children.
Yeah, no, we do all that. I have a homeschool, home office. I have a house that's more of a vacation rental type of a style home. And I made that decision a while back, partially because of my type of a job. I'm home all the time. I wanted the whole thing. But I think that those people are now finding themselves having to make a harder decision. Like, I think those are the first ones who are going to have to really think a lot harder. Last year, it seemed like almost as if to say you're an idiot if you don't do this. 3.5% interest. You can make a ton of money on your house and go buy a house for dirt cheap. So now I think it's becoming a pinch. All right, man. Anything else we need to do? Any decisions we need to make? Anything?
I want everybody not to fear. I don't want you to fear the market. I mean, that's my biggest concern is I don't want anybody rushing in and like, my hair's on fire. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just another day. We're still in an amazing country. We're still having amazing opportunities.
Amen.
Just have to balance things out. And the one last thing to lead you with, Brian, is this. With inflation comes inflation of incomes. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, typically when we see inflation occur, it does several things, right? Not only do price of goods go up, but typically the price of pay goes up. And let's take an easy illustration. I drove by the Wendy's, the other day, and they've got, hey, starting pay $15 an hour. Right?
Minimum wage. You know what minimum wage is now in Maryland up this year? It's over $12 an hour.
And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, if you had looked 3 years ago, $15 an hour to flip burgers, Brian, seriously.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
and what does that tell you? That means that your single number one is going to be up there, man. But also your incomes are going up too.
Yeah.
So even if you're stretching yourself now on that purchase, keep that in mind, that with inflation comes inflation of wages, typically hand in hand. Mm-hmm. It's just the wage inflation occurs typically at the back end, not in the front end.
Good to know, Tim.
Always a pleasure, sir. Hey, man, you have a phenomenal day, brother. And I'll see you on the river.
All right,
man. All right, bye.